Hey everybody, welcome to Designer Friends. I'm Tanner and I am your designer friend. I am the lead designer, the founder of Crawford Street Designs in Marietta, Georgia. We're based out of Marietta. We do a lot though in and around all of Atlanta, up from Buford, out in Paulding and Douglasville, Peachtree Corners, Kennesaw, Marietta, Ackworth. We do a lot, and we do a lot online. We've actually had such an awesome response back from our YouTube videos that we have had the opportunity to really help people literally across the world. So thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for wanting to hear what we have to say. We love what we do. Absolutely love design and making things beautiful, but not necessarily beautiful in what like society would deem beautiful. Beautiful to the partaker, beautiful to the one that is going to need this space to do something for them. Every space, every property should actually work back for you, for the homeowner, for the business owner, whatever that may be. Truly, we believe that. And so, you know, if your home aesthetically is not working for you, it's not just that it's like the pretty vibe isn't happening for you and you're kind of embarrassed to have people over. It's not that. It's that your home, your space, your sanctuary, your abode, the place you reside and wind down and get invigorated, all the things, your home should put back into you what you put back into it. You know what I mean? Like it should honestly mirror your personality in a way that you both enhance each other, you know, and the family in it feels, like I said, inspired by their own place. So we don't help people just like I said, just so that they'll have pretty houses, but we do it so that things feel right. Things feel, like we always say, like there's this unique, you know, mixture of it feels like home and it feels like an adventure all in one place. You know, I'm inspired here and I can embrace new things here if I need to, but it also feels like, you know, home to me. It feels like I belong here. And so for all those reasons, that is why we're here helping to be your designer friends. And our previous episode was about how to kind of identify your style. And again, not label it, but how to say, I'm not really sure what I like. I've never really thought about it. So what can you look back at? What can you pay attention to? And once you pay attention to those things, like we said, style is just what you like being made to fit in the space that it's in and looking intentional. So, you know, first start off with what you're drawn to and then make sure that you know, identify the space that you're in. So, you know, identify what you're drawn to, what you love about it. And then we talked about how it's always going to be important to identify the characteristics of what you're drawn to, because that's how you're going to know how to partner it, or that's how you're going to know how to give it, you know, a transition piece into a different style. So finding things that you like, things that you love, and then breaking them down into pattern, shape, color, size, dimension, texture, all the things, break that down into what is it that I actually love about this piece, right? So now that we've talked about like style is just starting with what you like and then being intentional about it. Really identify its key features and how they might fit in with your personality. Because it's funny, you can like a piece, and once you start to identify what you like, you can actually be like, I like this part about it, but it turns out I actually don't like this part about it. And that actually happens a lot with us, with clients. And they'll bring something to us and be like, I love this. I don't really love this part of it, but I love this. And we'll be like, cool, well, we can find something that has what you like, but that doesn't have what you don't like, you know? So there are reasons to be very intentional when you are dissecting these things that you like. So once you have kind of gone, it seems like I gravitate towards nautical inspired things, you know, or it seems like I gravitate towards like antique or European inspired things because of I've noticed all these elements, you know. So once you've gotten down kind of like style identifiers for your things, for your pieces that you like, then you need to go into your space and you need to say, so what is my space? What are the characteristics of my space, the space that it's going in, or the project space that you're doing, or the business space, whatever, the commercial space, whatever that may be? What does the space say? Immediately upon arrival, what does it say? Does it already give off an industrial vibe? Does it give off a French country vibe? A Southern elegance vibe? Like already, the first impression, what is its style, right? What is the natural light in your space? You need to know this and be thinking about it any time that you're considering decorating it, you know, and now I'm going to put stuff in it. Even when you're loving things at the store and online and all that, you need to be mindful of how that is going to be lit up in your space. So be mindful of your space's natural light and man-made light and artificial light, okay? So that you know that color, texture, dimension, if you are talking about a subway tile and it's very textured, if you have light directly on it, it's gonna, like in a bathroom, it's gonna play so much more glitzy than it is if it's kind of shaded, right? So sometimes lighting not just changes the color, but it changes the whole kind of style of things. So be mindful of your space's lighting, and also be mindful of your space's imbalance, or where maybe it needs something. Like say that you, in one part, you've already got this massive, beautiful fireplace wall and there's bookcases on either side, and then you feel like this other side of the room is very lacking. So in general, you know, what do you know I need something there to balance that out, right? So be intentional, you know, with the things you like, but then be intentional, come back and go, now what are the characteristics of my space? Then once you have characteristics of my pieces that I like, characteristics of my space that it already has, and keep in mind that those characteristics of your space, if there's something that doesn't work, you can change that, right? Like that's why we go and identify the characteristics of the space, because do we need to add more lighting? Do we need to change a flooring? Do we need to, you know, do something on the back end before we start bringing in pieces? That's when you'll know that, right? So you've got your characteristics of your stuff, your characteristics of your space. Now I want you to think of them in terms of being personalities, being like, if you're a kindergarten teacher and all of a sudden you have all these kids, who are you going to sit at the tables together, right? There are going to be certain personalities that don't get along. So when you start to identify the characteristics, I like it because it's striped. I like it because it's nautical. I like this because it's French country. And then you do your space. I like it because, you know, or my space has a very industrial theme, or my space has a very Southern theme or whatever. Start to then translate those design characteristics into personality traits, right? Like nautical is probably very stoic. It can be very structured, but it can also be very sea inspired. So it kind of has both. And you might want to lean one way or the other. Or French country, like there is a lot of antiqueness, but there's also a lot of use of kind of lighter pastel-ish but muted color. So that may be, you know, what you like versus more of the antique part of it. So, you know, what does that feel like? Does that feel feminine? Does it feel demure? Does it feel shy a little bit? You know what I mean? So then who would play nice with that, right? Like, oh, you're a little bit shy, you sweet little demure piece. You might need a friend that's going to bring you out, that's going to like pull out your fun, right? So maybe you find a fun pattern wallpaper that goes with that, because you know that that's what that personality would need. So when you're shopping for wallpaper, you're going, who's the fun friend? You know, like who's going to be the one that gets this demure piece out on the dance floor? So as silly as it sounds, think of all of your characteristics in terms of personality traits that need to get along together. And if you like something and it doesn't necessarily go along with this other piece or this one particular space, put it in a different room. That doesn't mean it can't go. That's why we always say places like powder bathrooms and guest rooms, loft areas. These are places, full basements. These are places that do not have to match the main theme of your home. They can have kind of this secondary theme or this coordinating theme. So again, maybe those two kids just need to be at separate tables, and that's totally okay. So I hope that helps. So once you've identified characteristics of things that you like, know that that's your style. That's what you gravitate towards, right? And then come back and go, okay, here's what I like. Here's my style. Here's how I can break it down. But this is my space. What does my space tell me I need? Do I need lighter things? Do I need to balance something out? Does my space already feel harsh? Or does my space already feel flat or low or too tall? Or, does it feel encroaching on me? Does it feel cave-like? All of these things, when you start to give them personality characteristics, like I said, then you'll be able to kind of think, would they play well together? And if they don't, like I said, maybe that means you need another piece that would be like I'm the peacemaker piece. I help everyone get along. Or maybe that just needs to be in another room where you can have a different theme that's maybe a little bolder, a little darker, a little more juvenile, whatever that is. But just don't forget that your style is whatever you like, and then your space has its own character and it has its own personality, and we just need to make sure that everyone is playing together nicely. I hope this helps. And if you guys want to subscribe for more Designer Friends conversations, then that's what we're going to do. We're just going to be here and we're going to bring you things that come up with our clients, come up in our own meetings, and we feel like, you know what? I think there's a bunch of people that probably need to just see design in this way, because we can get so caught up in kind of the Pinterest world or the Instagram, everything looks beautiful, or everyone's telling me to get this because these influencers are. Really, it needs to be more intentionally thought out about you. What do you like? Nobody can tell you that except for you. And then your space. Nobody on Instagram is posting pictures in your space. So I want you to see you've got a certain style, your space has a certain style, and they can work together when you're intentional about it, okay? And as always, reach out if you need help. We're here for you guys, and we love the feedback, and we love being a part of your design journeys. Our email's in the description, and we'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye.